In early 2025, something strange happened in Zimbabwe. An electric car was seen driving without using fuel or even needing a recharge. Crowds gathered, news spread worldwide, and even Elon Musk took notice. People were amazed, confused, and above all else, a little worried. The car in question is more than just another electric vehicle. It's a machine that defies the very logic of how we think cars should work. Named the Saith or Kayi Saith, this sleek prototype is the brainchild of Zimbabwean inventor Maxwell Chikumbutso, and it claims something no mainstream EV has dared to promise: unlimited range, zero charging, and no reliance on fuel or traditional batteries. According to Chikumbutso, the car is powered entirely by electromagnetic and radio frequency energy, essentially pulling power from the air around it. That means you don't have to worry about charging cables, no plugging into the grid, and no pit stops for fuel. The vehicle itself isn't lacking in modern features either. Reports claim it can reach speeds of up to 220 kilometers an hour, is equipped with AI-assisted driving, automatic parking, and a cutting-edge navigation system. Perhaps even more impressive, the onboard energy system is said to be powerful enough to supply electricity to your home. The man behind this is Chikumbutso, a self-taught engineer and serial inventor who's been long dismissed by skeptics, both locally and abroad. In the past, his innovations in drones, communication tech, and alternative energy were often labeled as too good to be true. But everything changed when Zimbabwe's President Emerson Mnangagwa publicly endorsed the project, declaring it a national priority and a technological first that could rewrite not just Africa's future, but the world's. The world didn't have to wait long to see the claims in action. In February 2025, the Zimbabwean government held a high-profile launch event, unveiling the self-powering car to the public. With President Emerson himself in attendance, the event was a national statement. Zimbabwe, long seen as a tech underdog, was stepping onto the global stage with a breakthrough that could potentially rival the giants of the automotive world. The car's production is a result of a unique partnership between Chikumbutso's team and a major Chinese automaker, which provided the physical vehicle body. What sets this model apart lies under the hood: Chikumbutso's proprietary microsonic motor system. Integrated into the car's core is what supposedly allows it to continuously generate its own power using radio wave and electromagnetic energy. Backed by public funding and growing international curiosity, Zimbabwe is now laying the groundwork for a domestic manufacturing plant, aiming to shift from a technology importer to a full-fledged exporter. The reported cost per unit is just $14,000, far below the global average for electric vehicles. And while the sign still awaits third-party validation, some sources claim that over 30,000 units have already been produced. If true, it would make Zimbabwe one of the fastest-growing EV producers in the region. The reaction to Zimbabwe's self-powering car was as explosive as the invention itself. Locally, it sparked a wave of national pride. Videos of the launch went viral, and for many Zimbabweans, it felt like their country had finally made a mark on the global tech map. Young engineers called it a dream realized, while social media filled with images of the sleek vehicle cruising without a sound or a charge. But pride quickly gave way to curiosity, and then skepticism. Doctors, engineers, and academics across the country began asking the same questions. How does it really work? Where's the peer-review data? And most importantly, why hasn't the rest of the world done this yet? Some dismissed it as just another overhyped prototype, while others demanded independent testing before any government endorsement could be taken seriously. Yet, despite the doubts, the government moved quickly. In January 2025, Zimbabwe slashed import duties on electric vehicles from 40% to 25% and began rolling out tax incentives to support renewable infrastructure, clearly betting big on the future of clean transportation. Across Africa, the story caught fire. Countries like Nigeria, Kenya, and Ghana had already been making strides in the EV space, but Zimbabwe's no-charging leap instantly set it apart. For the first time, the continent was preparing to lead the automotive tech world. Globally, the shockwaves hit hard. The tech press called it a potential EV extinction event. Some reports claimed Elon Musk himself reacted, warning that this kind of self-sustaining tech could render billions of dollars of charging infrastructure obsolete. While there's no official confirmation from Tesla, phrases like "this will kill the industry" began circulating online. A few US-based engineers even admitted they couldn't explain how the car works, and that, in itself, raised eyebrows. At the heart of all the noise, both excitement and doubt, is a single question: how is this even possible? The bold claim behind Zimbabwe's self-powering car is centered around something called a microsonic energy device. According to Chikumbutso, the system taps into ambient electromagnetic and radio frequency waves and converts it into usable electricity to power the vehicle. In theory, that means the car generates its own energy continuously, never needing fuel, charging stations, or even solar panels. The implications, if proven, are staggering. No fuel cost, no charging delays, no dependency on national grids, and most crucially, zero emissions. But here's where the friction begins. Many scientists and engineers argue that while electromagnetic energy does exist in our environment, the amount is extremely small and typically not powerful enough to run something as energy-intensive as a moving vehicle, let alone at highway speeds. They warn that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and so far, independent peer-reviewed validation has not been made public. Still, if the tech is real and scalable, it could flip the entire electric vehicle industry on its head. The potential benefits are hard to ignore. Countries with poor grid infrastructure could leapfrog over the need for expensive charging stations. Global emissions targets could be accelerated if this kind of vehicle becomes widespread. Zimbabwe itself could transform into an exporter of advanced clean technology, with licensing deals, foreign partnerships, and a booming innovation sector fueling its economy. But big dreams come with big hurdles. Transparency will be key. Until international engineers, scientific bodies, and automotive watchdogs are given full access to the technology, the world will remain skeptical. The Zimbabwean government and Chikumbutso's team have stated they are open to such reviews, but as of now, the car still lives in a space between myth and miracle. While the world debates science, Zimbabwe is moving ahead with a clear vision. The government has set ambitious goals for the future. By 2030, it wants 1/3 of all vehicles in the country to be electric, with at least 27% of its total energy coming from renewable sources. It also aims to cut national emissions by 40% across all sectors. This is a roadmap for a clean energy revolution, and the self-powering car could become its flagship symbol. Zimbabwe already holds strategic resources to support this transformation. Its lithium reserves, essential for battery manufacturing, are among the most significant in Africa. While Chikumbutso's technology claims to eliminate the need for traditional batteries, lithium still remains vital for energy storage, mobile devices, and other electric systems. That gives Zimbabwe both a technological and a natural edge as the global clean tech race heats up. But challenges still loom. Scaling up the self-powering vehicle to global standards will require massive foreign investment, robust infrastructure, and most importantly, scientific certification. Investors and regulators will demand full transparency and verifiable data before the car can enter international markets. The government has expressed a willingness to allow third-party testing, knowing that international legitimacy could unlock billions in investment and reshape the country's entire economic landscape. If the technology proves valid, Zimbabwe could be rewriting the rules of global mobility, placing African innovation at the center of the next industrial wave. But that "if" still hangs heavy. For now, the country stands at a crossroads, with one foot planted in skepticism and the other in staggering possibility. Whether this car delivers on its promise or not, Zimbabwe has made something clear. It no longer wants to follow, it wants to lead.